Today I'm going to be testing hands down the bare bones laziest way to not only get 100 plus nights, 200 plus nights, 500 plus nights, and even 1000 plus nights. This is going to be the literal easiest and laziest way you've ever seen. So for the first part of a plan, it's pretty simple. We gotta go save Dino. I don't know if you were expecting some magical secret sauce where you didn't have to save the kid, but that's not the case. And actually, us having this stakeout spot right here is beyond perfect. I'll explain that more later. I'm gonna make my map just like normal. Nothing changes there. My old high school teacher used to tell me, if you don't have a map, it's like the blind leading the blind. Little did he know, I'm always blind. I wear a blindfold to look cool. All right, I'm just gonna take this down. There's a reason why I picked the ninja or the assassin class. It's just freaking broken. Class is too easy. Just pick up free steak. It's just good for early days, really. Open this chest and have it give you nothing. That is part of the plan. It has to give you nothing important, like a good sack. Impossible. Pick up a little timber, because what else are we really gonna do? And then we're hunting through the night like we're gonna find fuel and be able to save the squid before the night ends. We won't, but it's a humble cause. I also forgot to mention, whenever you're fighting the wolves, it's extremely crucial they don't drop their pelt. That it was 100% part of the calculations. During the night, while the wolf decides to take a day break, I am going to try to get my bunny foot. Thank you, sir. Pleasure doing business. In the meantime, I'll make myself a handy little compass. Oh, wait. I built a freaking sundial. I meant to build a compass. Crap. I built the wrong thing. Nobody's perfect, gang. Come here, boy. I will be honest, the outdoor woods are kind of screwing me on the fueluation. They are not wanting to see me succeed because they know how lazy I'm gonna be, so they're making everything prior more annoying. And they are doing it very, very well. We're gonna go ahead and pick up our good sack and then hope this fuel canister gets us where we need to go. So freaking close. I hate that feeling. And that should do the trick. Hopefully we'll get some scrap and some better fuel on the way, but Squid A is 680 dead west. Ha! I know cardinal direction. I only know because I got help from your mother. And I just lost another viewer. Dang it. You did it again, Hopeless. You literally know that viewers get uncomfortable when you start talking about their mothers. Yeah, but I thought it was going to be okay because I was telling them the lazy man strategy. The lazy boat. Oh, wait. Hello. Where did that wolf come from? You spawn out of freaking thin air. Oh, a little kunai on the shelf? What the heck? Oh, wait, no, that was mine because I got freaking Winston aim. My bad. Oh, hey, what's up, guys? I do high-key need to party with you, but, like, I need to do it from, like, distance type beat. You know what I'm saying? All right, and then you save Squiddy in just the nick of time. Don't give him choice. The kid has no free will. He's been locked up anyways. He should be appreciating you, is what I would say if I didn't have a soul. And considering I'm a skeleton, I'm pretty much the closest thing to it. And then you're going to actually craft your compass, because the sundial definitely was not a mistake. I repeat, was not a mistake. You're then gonna get Squid locked in your map and realize you have to go the same exact direction you just freaking came from. But it's fine though, because it gives you the chance to explore areas you haven't been. That most likely has lots of fuel. And apparently cultists. And also the deer, apparently, because that's fun. Make sure you let them slash you a couple times because you decided that you didn't need a flashlight yet. You're gonna go back to the cultist base and remember that you actually had a rifle the entire time. But you come back to the crime scene and everyone's already dead. You would say sorry, but in fact, you are so not. As you're out on the hunt, you're on your hands and knees, just begging for an oil barrel. Nothing would make your life easier than just an oil barrel to the dome. You've been practicing your distance. As you are one hit, you fear that you're still not good enough at it yet, so you have to run away with kunai. You do see another stronghold base, but today you resigned from being Himothy Jimothy, so you do your best to act like you didn't see it. Once again, guys, this is all part of the strategy. And by the time Cycle 3 comes around, you've effectively done just about nothing. But you did get your campfire to level 5. So you decide while you're so hurt and injured that you somehow can actually speedrun saving the kid. Wait, what? There's 48 seconds left in the day. You do not have a flashlight, and yet you choose to save the kid. The thought process behind this still has scientists scratching their heads. You do have 69 kunai, so you get a good chuckle and regain slight bit of confidence. You realize you're getting ambushed by the back, because dire wolves need to be freaking nerfed. You freaking spam all of your kunai under the sun because you're terrified. Absolutely mortified of dying again. But strategically find a strong flashlight inside the squid quarters. Very strategically, you actually plan this. Barricade yourself against the freaking deer. Have to eat a steak to make sure you don't die. Get attacked by freaking bears and dire wolves on all sides like there's nothing wrong. While being chased by a raging rabid Wendigo fake deer. Once again, guys, this is the lazy man strategy. There is no other way. Narrowly make it back, save the kid, and decide that today needs to be a casual day. Bad news, you're being attacked tonight. Good news, you don't really care. You decide to craft a regular bed and upgrade your crafting bench and try to make a good bed as well, but then once again, learn very, very swiftly, not tear swiftly, that you don't have enough wood. Again. Huzzah! You found enough wood and you've made 2 beds. However, you seriously consider beating the child after he put his tent straight on your wolf pelt that he worked extremely hard to get. You then find these funny looking men who are dressed up in full costume before Halloween even starts. You get slightly confused, but you don't want to judge in 2025. So respectfully, you killed them because you don't understand your differences. You then decide that today is an important day. You're completing your campfire. You head to the part of the map that you haven't explored even a little bit, but then once again swiftly realize that you have a dire food situation. As you're chopping down an entranceway, you get a freaking blizzard, which then swiftly turns into rain. You open another quest to once again actually be extremely delighted. You weren't expecting that. Get chased by a dire wolf, but make sure you completely miss. Find a chest, and once again get really excited because you think it's gonna be good to you, but then it's totally not. But you did find a piece of cake. There's no counter on aura. See a piece of coal, try to get the dire wolf trapped, get him trapped, laugh in his face a little bit because you freaking hate dire wolves, and then you find it. You see the mine. Coal isn't particularly your best fuel source at the moment. Alas, it will help. Your freaking sack is full because you're a brain-dead skeleton moron. Night is approaching. You haven't talked to the pelt trader yet. And you don't get your campfire where it should be. But you are able to find a giant sack and realize you had a berry in your sack the entire time. How does that even happen? And after being a complete nonce through the day, you decide that somehow you're gonna get enough wood to build a bed before the night ends. Newsflash. It's not possible, but you still try anyways. Oh, it's close though. It was extremely close to making it. You then decide to head the only other way you haven't been. Hopefully, there'll be an oil barrel that way. You see a fuel canister early. Your mood immediately lifts. This could be the path. You do find an old hospital. Not a whole lot of fuel, but it's undeniable it will help you for the future. You discover the vastness of the world and realize how truly unfair it is for how hard you're working, and you are just not being treated properly for your hard labor. You once again stumble upon a golden chest. You've been ignoring them for the longest time, and you find some dimma diamond. You're not mad, even though you want to be, but you know that's just unfair. To make sure your toes don't completely blast off, you make it back to your camp and pray that you got enough freaking fuel. You did! Congratulations! War is over. Bad news, you're freaking hungry. But you got plenty of bandages and medkits. Can you eat those? You decide to take some initiative and start making your way towards the koala. You almost anger the owl, but decide, you probably shouldn't right now. Check your revolver to make sure it's not jammed. And then you realize you haven't even shot it once. Ironically, find an oil barrel after you very much don't need it anymore. But you take it as the game's weird way of saying congratulations. Run away from a bear before you have to fight 15 of them. You somehow do a very good job of only antagonizing one of them at a time. You were actually really impressed with this because you've never done that before, while also not luring other types of creatures on you simultaneously. This truly might be a masterclass. And you somehow make it with conveniently only 2 kunai left to your name. Holy smokes, kid. Tell me, How'd you do it? See an absolutely demon chest outside the door. But what does that mean for you? A freaking riot shield. You beeline your way straight back to the base because you know you're getting attacked tonight. But make sure everything in the forest is chasing you. This is extremely important. Build a freezer. You've never used one before, so you're kind of curious how it works. Realize you'll actually have to use old tactics to take out some of these folk because you lost your most reliable source of attacking. You once again practice your range, but realize they're not all dead. There's one more. And oh my goodness, he almost got the best of the skeleton. Alas, they did not. This stage has been set. Only minor details stand between you and the laziest days you can possibly have. Retirement is swiftly coming. It's really not too far now. You make the next crafting bench and you stare down the giant bed. Ask the bear trader to give you a strong axe, and he does. But it starts to rain. So you decide today's the day. You gotta take down the stronghold. But where even is it? Your days of lounging with your feet kicked up. The reality of kicking up your feet and putting whatever you want on the TV channel is coming at you fast. Almost get murdered. So decide you don't want to and run away like a little coward. And then decide you are too weak without your kunai, so open a chest and pray for some. It doesn't come. You actually begin scratching your head rather intensely because you actually don't know where the cultist stronghold is. Cut down enough wood to build a freaking mansion, to then be confused and realize you don't have another amulet. In your wait, you decide that now is probably a good time to make a crock pot. This is actually going to be important for later. Stare at the map hard and think. If you were a stronghold, where would you be? And then sniff it out. And you immediately find it. Because, duh. How does a dire wolf climb up the slide? When did they learn to do that? Why does the owl want you so bad? Just run away. This is the lazy man thing. This is a lazy man strat. Don't bother fighting some dumb owl. What does he know anyway? Realize you are gonna get attacked again tonight. But this is the last time you feel like you're gonna have to fight those stupid freaking guys. Polish off your weapons. It's time to fight. You once again practice your swordplay beautifully. Take down the first floor, only getting hit once by Mr. Crossbow. Beat the room with vast ease, but decide you don't want to freeze to death. You will be back. Blow off your dusty revolver. You know it's hungry. You are dancing. You are the star on the stage. They call you Twinkle Toes, but you like it. You are Twinkle Toes. You do the dance and almost survive not getting hit a singular time, but you still do. It was almost perfect. Kill the last cultist, get the gem, to once again swiftly realize you don't have enough wood! Again! Try to chop down a tree the size of Kentucky and realize you're gonna miss your cutoff. And then watch as all of your other trees decided to sprout at the same freaking time. Your only friend comes to visit you today. You try to barter with him to give you a chainsaw. He doesn't budge. Even after you said pretty please with the cherry on top, you do feel offended. Grab all the wood because with your luck, it would start raining. You finally find yourself crafting the final piece of the puzzle, the giant bed. Your stew is ready. But you know a neat little trick. You stuff the pot as much as you possibly can. At this point, you've really done everything you need. You don't really need to do any more. But your ego gets in the way before you decide to completely sack it off. You secretly expose yourself as the world's greatest sniper. The world is baffled. Penetrate the stronghold. Get your thorn armor. Get 2 gems of the forest and 2 cultist gems. This is what you came for. You decide to treat the kids to a basketball. They don't seem to care. You buy a boost pad because why not? The hard road is over. Place your oil drill like this and hope it drops in the fire because you don't actually know. Those silly little mascots decide that they want to attack you again. So once again, you gotta teach them a little bitty lesson. Struggle to find a revolver because your inventory is so vast. Realize you've accidentally created a freaking cultist army. Kill everyone that matters. Bandage up and really put your skills to the test. If you mess up here, it is all over. All your training has paid off. You decide today's a good day to hunt for scrap. And then get hit with the freaking blizzard. Once again, manage to find yourself running from half the forest. You don't know how you consistently do it, but it truly must be something in the way you look. Get bombarded and you can't get the tire, but you want that tire. You got the tire. Get out of there, man. Get out of there. You decide that you can take this night off and realize that you messed up and you need to craft a freaking hammer. God. You decide that the forest will probably have a lot of scrap. The woodsy area. But maybe you can get some Arctic pelk right away. You're able to find some earmuffs, but you do not like them. You think it makes you look like a girl. You decide to accidentally beat your solo survival record because why not? You decide to endanger the Arctic wolves. But you got the pelt you needed. They can live for now. You came for one reason and one reason only. You need some scrap. You accidentally angered half of the cultist race. You decide to get out of there before it's too late. You're once again finding your range. You almost die, but that's enough. You can finally craft what you wanted. Crafting bench number 5. To then realize, to do the laziest strategy ever, you still need another freaking gem. God dang it. You will have to be careful. Oh, and careful you are not. You have to sack off your mission. There's just no way. Your oil barrel got sent halfway across Pakistan. How does that even happen, ladies and gentlemen? You once again decide that you have aura. You try to cut corners every single chance you can. You manage to draw out the majority of the cultists, but not all of them. It is so risky what you are doing. You know what you need to do, but you're gonna get cold. You have to come back. You narrowly make it out of the forest. You can't find where your strong flashlight is, and you're panicking. That was way too close. You know what you need to do. You waste no time. 3 gems of the forest, just like that. Boom. You decide to get out of there before you freeze to death, and because, well, you got your goal. It is almost time to be the laziest you can possibly be. All you need is a little more scrap. You go for the glory with the cultist one last time, with really no ammo to your name, and no bandages and medkits. It is an extraordinarily bad idea. You, once again, gotta completely sack it off. Extraordinarily struggle to find your strong flashlight again. You are officially desperate. You need ammo bad. So somehow, you're gonna need to find, like, 70 scrap? Yeah, they didn't say it was gonna be easy. Nor would you really want it that way. Make it a challenge. Once again, your oil barrel was shot to a different country. You have got to be every bit of careful that you possibly can. Whatever best gamer instinct that you know you have, it needs to be unlocked right now. You can't not be hit. So far, so bad. 3 more left, and they decide to leave you a little gift. A gem of the forest. You craft a time accelerator. You had to waste a bunch of stew to freaking find it, but boom, you did it. It's now time to be lazy. Wasn't that so easy? Don't you feel like it was the easiest thing of your entire... Yeah, it sucks. It's pretty hard still. And when the time accelerator goes, you save a little bit of time, a free nighttime cycle, and you can do this as many times as you want. It just saves you a little bit of time. But this is the part of the strategy where I really put things to the test. This is the lazy man strategy. We are now going to simply kick up our feet and walk up to the top of one of these little places, right? And this is why we got so much stew before. We're not opening this door. We are staying right here. And to truly put this strategy to the test, I'm leaving. I'm straight I'm going to go. I'm going to hope I don't die of hunger. Okay, I started a stopwatch. Hopefully that works. I have no idea. But realistically, I might die because I'm leaving. However, I'm gonna eat the newest stew that I have and leave, and I'll be back. All right. Hopefully this works out. Okay, I lied. I'm doing one more stew. I had to pee. I'm going to the store. Oh my goodness. The anticipation was killing me. My screen literally went black. It went dark. I made it. I didn't die. I literally went to the store and back. Let's freaking go. I'm not even trolling. The self-checkout wasn't even ready for me. Self-check has never seen a skeleton move at that speed before. So what, like, you're good to fully AFK for what? Is it like 10 minutes? I really like that I literally left to go to the store. That's so yeah, what's sick about this is that I can literally just not do anything. Like, I could literally just set a timer for like every 5 minutes to eat a piece of stew, and I'd be good. So you know what? I will do that. All right, I started a 5-minute timer. So every time this goes off, I'm just gonna eat a piece of stew. All right, bet. I'm literally gonna start editing this video. All right, gonna keep it a stack. I'll AFK for quite a bit longer. If I could like set up a macro or something that would literally just feed me food, I would, because if I did, I would just survive forever. Campfire is out. I'm proving how well this strategy works, but I'm really hungry. Like, actually, so we'll see how long I last, but I'm gonna go eat. So I might starve in game, but I don't want to starve IRL. Okay. So, I haven't moved in the last half hour, but I do literally want to start exporting this video because it's in 4K and it literally takes like 3 hours. So, I'm calling it here. However, literally, if I AFK'd this with a macro, 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hours, or if you guys literally just want to occupy it, you literally, especially if you just stacked up more stew, just hanging out in one of these places, you can survive an unlimited amount of time. Smash like. That's it.